Welcome, 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 welcome. We're going to be starting soon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining in. We're just going to wait a couple more minutes for folks to join in before we get started. We are just waiting for a few minutes. If you don't have a MindStudio account, you can scan the QR code that's on the screen right now and sign up for a MindStudio account, free account. Drop a comment. Let's know where we are dialing in from today. Let me know if you can hear me okay. All right, Nico Sim. Thank you. We see you. All right, let's get started. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. This is the second live session, Build AI Live with us that we're doing. The first one was in December. And for everybody that was here the last time, thank you for coming back again. So, we're going to look at how to build AI live. And if you have any use case, you can drop it in the chat and I'll use that to build an AI worker as we're going along as well. So, just a little housekeeping. So we're going to go through introductions. We talk about MindStudio, then we'll talk about Begin Fusion, then we'll talk about what is an AI worker. Then we'll go ahead and do a live demo where I'm going to be building AI workers. So then after that, if you have any questions as well, you can drop it in the chat, and I'll try to look at the chat and answer those questions. And there might be a little lag, so I will try and go slowly so that you can pick up the pace while I'm going through all of this. All right. So, what is MindStudio and what can you do with MindStudio? So, MindStudio is a platform that you can use to build AI workers, and I'm going to touch on what AI workers is coming soon. Right? So you can build AI workers specialized and customized for your business, for your operations, depending on the unit and your use case. And you can do this without writing a code. So if you're not technical, if you don't have any in-house developer and things like that, you can actually build an AI worker without knowing how to code, right? Then another good thing about it is you can mix and match different AI models, right? So from OpenAI, from Claude, from Gemini, you have different AI models that you can mix and match to fit into whatever you want to achieve with your AI worker. Then you can also leverage your own data, right? So the more you bring in your own data, the better it is for your AI. So you can connect your data, and I'm going to show you how we can do that. Then you can deploy your AI workers as new apps, do different automations and whatnot. Then connect it to different services, Google, YouTube, Zapier, Slack, and all those things. So the thing here on the right here is just a snapshot of a connection from MindStudio and Zapier. All right. I'm going to just wait a bit for that to catch up. So, a little bit about Begin Fusion. Who are we? What do we do? And just a snapshot about our business. So, Begin Fusion is a MindStudio partner. So, we help businesses build custom AI workers. So if you identify a need in your business, or even if you don't even know what the need is, right, we can come in and help you figure that out and help you build the custom AI worker and handle all those automations, right? We focus on digital adoption and growth marketing. And you can go to our website to learn more about us and what we do and how we can help support your business. Right. Okay. This is just a snapshot of the services that we offer from digital adoption to growth marketing. All right. Moving on to AI workers, right? What is an AI worker and how can you use an AI worker, right? So think of an AI worker as an assistant that you have on your team that is helping you handle tasks that would normally take your time, right? And can be automated, a very intelligent assistant. So you can create an AI worker for different things from your marketing, sales, finance, depending on whatever the problem is within your organization, right? And it can run on a schedule. So you can set it to run at a specific time every day, or you can do it on demand where you go there and you create put in your prompt and get the results of what the AI worker is supposed to do. So over here is just an example of an AI worker that would help you fetch daily tech news, right? So to find it, to summarize it, and to deliver it to your email at 8 a.m. every morning. And here is a snapshot of that email that we to deliver. So it says the tech news curator, the run has been complete, and it delivers it to your inbox. And you can go ahead and read through it or do with it what you want. So ideally, this is something that you would have to manually go and search online for yourself. But with this AI worker now, it helps you do that while you are doing other things and brings it to you. You can also send a notification to your Slack channel as well. So let's dive right into building AI worker. So when you create your MindStudio account, you would have a dashboard, but based on that, it's going to be empty. You're not going to have all of this. This is because we already started using our own platform, right? So it has different stuff in it. So this is what it would look like. So the first thing you want to do is go on create AI worker. I need to start opening up a project. So when that is done, you would see this screen over here. And this is the place where you're going to put in the prompt of the AI worker you want to build, right? So there are some notes over on the top that you need to take note of. And it just tells you how to go about creating your AI worker. Use natural language to describe what you want. And the more details you include, the better output you will get, and kind of things. And at the bottom here, you have a couple of examples of AI workers that you can test, right? Um, so let's do one that is called an event registration follow-up. So the use case is we want to send out an automated email to people that sign up for our event, right? So we go there and put in the prompt and go ahead and click on generate worker. So it's going to start creating the worker, right? And it shows you the time estimate of how long it's going to take to create that worker. And you can see the prompts to the right of the screen. So we're just going to wait for that to be completed before we proceed. Since we have 38 seconds to go. So it's going to take some time. I think we're almost done. So while that is going on, I want to show you some other things as well. Okay, we're back. So when it's done, it will bring you to this screen, and you can see the architecture over here. So it says Event Registration Follow-up Manager. Then it gives you some instructions of how it's going to work. It shows you the variables it's going to use, the custom functions, add to calendar functions, generate asset functions, and all of those things. So you go through all of this, and to your right here, it shows you what the prompt is going to be, and the user inputs that it's going to collect as well from you as the user. Then it shows you what the steps are over here, right? So when you go through all of this and it looks good, you go ahead and accept and build. Then it's going to start building the AI worker, right? And you can follow through using this icons here, right? That shows you the progress. Generate calendar invite, schedule reminder email, system prompt, and post diagnostic. So as that is working, I'm going to jump in to show you something else, right? So this is another AI worker, right, that has been created. It's a business development communication assistant. So what this helps you do is it helps you create follow-up emails to people or prospects or leads that you want to reach out to. So you can go here and just put in the name of the lead. So we would say John. We'll say what their role is. Let's call them the CMO. Date of last communication. Let's say the date was 2024, 12, 20. Previous email is follow up. Then book a call. Then it's going to generate something. So while that is going there, let's go back and check on this. Okay, this is still building. So it will take somewhere between 2 to 3 minutes to effectively create the AI worker. So this is the result of the email that we generated. So based on this, you can just decide to now copy this and go ahead and use it. So this is an example of what that AI worker does. Then a couple of things here. So when your AI worker is created and you want to share this with people, you can come over here and click on copy remix URL. So when you do this copy remix URL, you can share this with anybody within and outside the organization, and they can be able to use it in their own instance as well. So when you send URL, this is what the person is going to see. Then they can go ahead and just click on make a copy, and then they will have their own AI worker that they can use for their own different projects. So this is almost done. Okay, so the AI worker has been created, and in here there are a couple of things that I would like to show us here. So first of all, you see the system prompt, and in here would show you everything that the AI worker is supposed to do: event registration, the core purpose, the email content and generation guidelines, tone and style, content requirements, structure for confirmation emails, and all those things, error handling. Then if you now go over to this next tab here, you would see what the workflow is going to be like, right? And you can decide to arrange this thing either any way you want it to be. So from your start, and this is the very first point. So a couple of things to note here is in the automation process of your AI worker, there's always going to be a start and an end, right? And this is where the workflow terminates, and it gives you the results of what you are going to get. So from the start point of view, so on this side, you can see that you can get it on demand. It can be a schedule, it can be an email, or it could be a browser extension. So you can choose different ways to trigger your AI worker. So depending on how you want it to be, it can be on demand. You can schedule it at the point in time, or you can send an email to the AI worker to trigger it to start running. You can set a schedule and say, okay, we want this to happen on Mondays at 10 a.m. And you can select your time zone and generate the schedule. And that is what would happen at every Monday at 10 a.m. Or it can be a browser extension, right? So we'll leave this as on demand for now. Then the next thing is the collect registration details. So a couple of things here is the user input. So you can create user inputs from here, but based on we're using the AI workflow generator, it has already created those user inputs. So the user inputs that it's going to collect is the attendee company name, email of that attendee, the name of the attendee, the event date and time, URL, and all these things, and any special instructions that we want to give it as well. So that is the flow. Then over here is where you have the different AI models that you can use for your AI worker. So you can, earlier I talked about mixing and matching, right? So this is the point where you can choose the different types of AI workers and LLMs that you can use for your AI worker. So you have Anthropic. So you need to also take note of the cost of each LLM. So if you open it up, you can see what that LLM is going to cost you. So you know how to manage your cost and your expenses for different AI tools, and you can change the view as well so that you have it in one view. So you have Claude, you have Amazon, you have Cohere, there's Google, Meta, Mistral, OpenAI, Perplexity, Reka. So depending on the AI LLM that you want to use, you can choose any of that in here. Then you can create new test cases just to test what your AI worker is and can do. You can decide to generate a use case from here, and it will generate test cases that you can use to test your AI worker before you publish it. So you can see everything here. So it has generated that and is waiting for the result. So if we click on run, it's going to go ahead and give us a result, just a simulation of what that AI worker is able to do. I'm going to slow down a little bit because I see that there's some kind of lag. Then for the profiler as well, you can decide to test different LLMs here. So let's say we choose Amazon Nova Lite. Then we can impute a prompt here. Let me just do this, and it will run that prompt. And you can see what the result is from both LLMs as well. So that is an overview of your AI worker creation. Then over here, where you have data sources, this is where you can now bring in your own custom data into your AI worker, and so that you can learn from that. So you can upload, if it's your company policy, whatever it is, right? You can put it in here, your guidelines and all those things. You can put it in here and get it running for get it into your AI worker so that your AI worker can learn from it learn from it and provide better output based on that resource. So when you are done with everything, you can come and do preview of the AI worker before you go ahead and publish. So a preview would give you this screen, and you can use the test values in here, right? Just to make it easy for you to test. And yeah, and after that, you click on next and you can create it. Then if you want to go back to your AI worker again, you click on edit it, and you can now go back into the AI worker to make more edits. Then after that, when you're done, you can also run it in your debugger as well to find out if there are any errors or if there are any bugs. Then you can take note of any errors that you see. Then you can fix all those errors and make sure that you don't have any error in your AI worker before you go ahead and publish. Then when all that is done, you can now go ahead and publish your AI worker. And by the time you now go back to your dashboard, you would have your AI worker in your dashboard over here, and you can decide to share it. So if you want to share it with people within your organization, you come here and input their email addresses, or you copy a link to them, and you can decide the kind of access they want. If it's use only access or if it's edit access, you can decide that, copy the link and send it to them. And the whole team can be collaborating using an AI worker. So that is a snapshot of how to create an AI worker. So let's do another test case again. If you have any, hey Danielle, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Better late than never. So the next one we're going to test now is what we call a customer feedback summarization. So we want an AI worker that is going to help us create summaries of feedback we got from customers and generate actionable insights in what we can do for that customer or improve the service or product. So again, when you come here, you put in the prompt of what you want it to be. And for this point is the more detailed you go, the better output you can get from your AI worker. But for the purpose of this, I'm just going to leave it at this. Then go ahead and generate AI worker. And again, it's going to take a couple of minutes to give us an overview of what the AI worker is going to be like. But never late is better. Right, I agree. So let's just give this a couple of minutes. And if you have any questions, you can drop your questions in the chat, and I would do my best to answer those questions as well. Then also, the last time I had a one-on-one session with people after this, so I'm happy to have a one-on-one with anybody that wants to take this conversation further. So just let me know. You can send me a DM as well, and we can have a one-on-one session to go deep into this and go through what your use case is and see how we can help you set up your AI worker. So while we're doing this, let's test another AI worker. So this is a content calendar planner for AI workers. So what you want to do here is just fill in this little form. This is an AI worker that has already been created, right? You can say who's your target audience. You can say nonprofit. And what type of content do you want to create? You can say we want to create how-to guides and industry news, or let's say best practices. What types of content do you want to create? We will say we want to do blog posts and we want to do newsletters. How often do we want to publish this content? Let's say we want to do that bi-weekly. Then if there's any special instruction that you want to add to this as well, you can do that. But we can go ahead and click on next and see what it gives us. Let me check on that other one. Okay, so the AI worker we're creating has given us a snapshot. So again, you want to go through all of this, customer feedback analysis, go through what the variables are. So if you look in there, and really, if you're not familiar with all these types of variables, don't really worry too much about it because it has already done everything for you. So you just got to look at it and see what the theme analysis is, what the recommendations are, system prompt, the execution plan. This is how the workflow is going to be invoked through user input, data processing, analysis pipeline, then your charts and specific notes. Then you want to come to the right here as well and see what the prompt is. Then you see what the steps are. So from the start, it will collect the customer feedback, it will process it, analyze any sentiment. So it's going to do some sentiment analysis here, analyze the themes, generate recommendations, generate sentiment charts, then generate the final report, then display that report, and the workflow comes to an end. So by the time you go through all of this and you're okay with it, you can now go ahead and accept and build. Otherwise, if you want something to be changed, you can go ahead and click on reject and start the input again. Yes, Daniel, they're always tuned. So let me accept and build it. Then I'm going to jump back to the other one that we were testing. So this is the final version of the output of the content calendar planner. So it has given us a content planner for the year. Like, don't mind that it's saying 2024, right? So that's just an example, right? So this is everything that we want. So week 1, week 3, because we said bi-weekly, right? That's giving us the topic and the theme, the audience, and all of that. So this is just going to guide us further. And we can also create an AI worker too that can go further and create that blog post for us if we want that to happen as well. So this is how you use the AI worker. And again, if you want to share it with your team, you can go here and click on share, and you can share with your team. But if you want to share with people that are external from your organization, what you want to do is come here and click on your copy remix URL, then send it to the person. When the person clicks on it and they open it up, what they will see is a screen that tells them a little bit about what that AI worker is, and asks them to make a copy. And they make a copy, and it's theirs to do with it what they want to. So let's go back to the AI worker that we're building. It's still being generated here. Just do you offer MindStudio? Yes, we do. So the company that I represent is called Begin Fusion, right? And we are MindStudio partners. So we help businesses build custom AI workers, like just like what I'm showing you, right? So if you want to, we can have a discussion after the session is done. Yeah, so we can have a discussion after the session is done, and I can walk you through it. Then we can decide next steps. So sometimes you can get this error. So what you want to do is try again, right? Don't really mind the errors. Just make sure you try again. So in your dashboard, this is what your AI workers is going to be like. You have different types of AI workers that you can use, and it can help you depending on what the team needs. So how we always say is find a problem, and based on that problem, you solve for that problem using an AI. So you have to identify what the issue is within your company first. And after that, you can now decide how an AI worker is going to help you solve that problem. And Danielle, if you have a link to that, your AI worker you built that can help people, help the company that doesn't know what to do with how to start with an AI worker, you can drop it in the chat, and people can test it. Maybe the remix URL. So let's go back here. Let me see if we have any questions from anybody right now. Okay. So yeah, that is really how you build an AI worker in MindStudio. Any questions before we call it a day? Yes, thank you very much, Danielle. So just a final overview of your AI worker. Once you create an account, you get into MindStudio, you put in your prompt, it gives you a screenshot and overview of what that AI worker can do. Then after that, you accept and build and generate it, and you come to this dashboard. You can now inspect the system prompt, and if there's something as well that you want to add to it, you can go ahead and add different prompts to this tool as well. So you can always add something here. So even after the AI worker has been created, it's not final. You can also adjust things as the case may be, right? And you can also decide to add more things to your workflow if need be, right? And you have different things, functions from the community that you can choose to work with. And of course, you can decide you want to hire an expert just like ourselves, right? So you can come here and hire an expert, send an email, and get connected. You can preview, run a debugger. Then when you're done, you publish your AI worker. You can decide to choose change the LLM behind that AI worker. So by default, it goes to Claude 3.5. So you can decide to change that into something else, Google 1.5, 1.0 Gemini Pro. You can decide to use that model, then adjust the temperature, the response size, and pretty much that's it. Then, of course, your data sources, which is also very important too. You can add data sources from your company into your AI worker. So, yes, that is the end of this session. Any questions before we call it close? So, just to send me a chat and we can have a discussion after this to go through what your need is for an AI worker. Nicholson says, I'll create an AI personal assistant for C-suite professional politicians. Amazing, amazing. All right, thank you everybody for joining in. If you have any questions after now, you can send me a chat on LinkedIn or go to our website and send us an email or book a session with us, right? And we were happy to meet and discuss and take this further. All right, thank you everybody for coming today. Until next time, stay frosty.